in March, you could see, I mean, it's almost unreasonable to think. You were getting in one block in a certain area, you were getting almost 100 flats. That's almost a 40% difference between the control and the area there. And it continued for probably 6, 7 picks. By the time that 7th pick hit, they were fighting, the pickers were fighting to get into the control block, because we know that they get paid hourly and they get paid for the flat. So it was really funny to see them running. I mean, it's hard work. We all know it's very hard work. But it's something that we were seeing, to me, it just seemed unlikely. It didn't seem real to me. But as you continued on for the whole grow year, never once did we ever come lower than 12 to 18% in differential. And a lot of strawberry growers know that at the end of the year, you see this huge dip. This dip just drastically hits. Well, both the control and you have to remember, this grower is a very good grower. So it's also dependent upon the grower themselves. So if you have a good grower, you're only going to give them a certain amount of kick. But if you have average growers, this is where you're going to significantly see this. You can still see we still were able to stay above the control, and we were helping them at least stay higher than where they were at. In the soil moisture, basically, we all know different areas, different liner colors. So in our area, most of them are darker. But what we did for this one is I actually went to random spots, pulled a liner, and actually checked for soil moisture. Now, the numbers aren't going to jump out at you because they're singular numbers, but they essentially, for every one unit, was 8% different in moisture. So when you look at in the areas there, over time, we were still right on average higher than the control. Temperature was the same. I mean, without actually doing an analysis and doing a say of what's under the liner, to me it seemed that there was increase in soil biology that was created and that the soil temperature was higher than the control. So and if you go back into some of the, maybe if you remember some of our soil biology, rhizosphere, talking about metabolism, the exchanging of exudates, breakdown of chemicals, they can be somewhat attributed to this, but again, you can't conclusively say that without actually having some sort of a say. Line loves a say here. Okay, now pH. pH is one where it was a little weird to me, just because most soil or most strawberries like to stay, 6, 6.5, depending, and it also depends on the water and the soil pH. But ours consistently stayed right at 7.5 and 7. It never deviated from there. And even at the end of the year when we pulled for the final soil, it was just right at 7. To me, this variety seemed like it liked it, and we didn't change anything there.
What color mulch did you have on the strawberries?
What's that?
The mulch, the plastic.
It was green, dark. It was the green one, the dark green. Yeah, because I know in Santa Maria, because I've traveled in Santa Maria, they use the white with the clear top, or depends on where you're at in Ventura, they have different colors there also. So, but yes, we were using the green ones. And then the most important part about this was we never once asked them to change their schedule. Never once did I ask them to change their fertilization schedule, the irrigation schedule, nothing. I just asked them to move along their business. I gave them the product, they mixed it, they injected it, and then I just did my thing without ever interceding anywhere between them. It's a very easy product. Kelsey knows she went yesterday. You take a known volume of the product, take just a simple 100, 200 gallon tank, inject it straight into your drip line. The only part you would ever worry about is when you're looking at a nursery is taking your mesh off if you're looking at a dosatron or something to that effect. Okay?
Give Nick a round of applause.
Close? I'm hoping for time.
Questions? Any other questions for him? I do have a bottle of wine to thank him with here.
Thank you.
Yep.
What do you need to do to like at this block on our field?
If you're interested, we can definitely do one for you. But essentially, it would be to make so you have your main valve. So if you have your valve set out, and then basically is to have shutoffs, you can just squeeze them off. And as long as we can block out certain areas, that's all you really need. You look at a 3-inch hose, and then you run your drip off that. You can just block off certain areas as long as you have an injection port between that area, and you just cap both ends. You run the dilution in, you irrigate for a little bit afterwards, and you're good to go.
So the thing is, how to contact you so we can.
Yeah, I have my cards are right out there. So I'm more than willing to talk with you afterwards.
So maybe just a couple of last concluding remarks, because we did go a little bit over. Again, just want to thank RTI. Kelsey, thanks for use of your laptop. We'll give you some flowers to go here. I want to acknowledge, come on in. I want to acknowledge Joe. Joe is our sales rep for Converted Organics, your host today. Converted produces a long list of liquid organic fertilizers right here, derived from fish, food waste, and also grain. Really magnificent stuff. If you haven't had a chance to see the trial beds out there, I'm going to acknowledge Jake right here. He's our Kelsey, if you will. He handles some sales, but also is doing quite a bit in product development and some trials out there. You'll see blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, there's basil, we've got tomatoes, a whole bunch of stuff. And Joe handles that, and Joe's got a little booth here. I think he's got a PCA announcement, right?
Yeah, please, I just want to make sure that you all fill these out so you can get your continuing education hours. And so thank you for attending.
Yeah, definitely. Fill those out. And then also just another acknowledgement for Jake. I picked him up something special. He helped put this together, and he's a real tiger. Huh? Who wants to see him rock it? Oh my gosh, look at this guy. Oh, that's going to look good on him, right? Let's give Jake a round of applause. On your way out, also please acknowledge Miguel, Lisa, Christopher, Walter, all the folks that made the barbecue possible today. And I want to also point out that there are flyers, if anybody has seen them, for the next seminar, which is going to be the 25th of September here. We'll be doing these on a regular basis. And since my good friend Elaine is here, and she served time on the Hartnell College board with Aaron and I, we really want to acknowledge Hartnell College as the Ag, Business, and Technology program there made today possible as well. So again, thanks for coming, and yeah, we'll see you again in September.